Even the candles welcoming the Sabbath are lit in Jewish style. But the fact remains that at the heart of all this is the figure of Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah.
This, I believe, is the truth. And I'm prepared to accept whatever people want to throw at me. Unfortunately, nobody said it's going to be an easy ride. My mother, her first reaction was, well, you understand about these things. I don't, you know, as long as you're happy. Bless her. In fact, 6 months later, she became a believer herself.
Now, some people may feel that you've said nothing different from what many evangelical Christians would say. Why don't you call yourself a Christian rather than a Jew?
I don't call myself a Christian because, first of all, those first believers who followed Jesus and accepted him were all Jews. They remained Jews. They didn't become ex-Jews. They still worshipped. They still went to the temple and synagogue. They still observed the high holy days, every holy day, the Shabbat. They didn't say, we used to be Jews, we're not anymore. They were just seen in the context of their day as, really, as a branch of Judaism. A bit of an odd branch, and a lot of people were against them. But basically, they were known as members of the way. They were Jews who followed this Nazarene.
But you are a follower of Christ.
Indeed, I am.
So in that sense, you are a Christian?
Yeah. I don't like... no, that's wrong. Not I don't like. The use of terms which have been used to such negative effect towards our people down through the centuries is a bit of a turn-off, I have to say. The word Christian, first of all, is synonymous with Gentile. Nothing wrong with Gentile at all. But the word Christian has become sullied, unfortunately, because of what so-called Christians, as I said earlier, have done to Jewish people, including the Crusaders, these great heroes, British heroes or whatever, who killed and maimed, tortured, persecuted, burned Jews and anybody else who wasn't a Christian. And they praised God as they did it. They would burn a synagogue with the people in it and run around going, praise the Lord, we're doing this for you, Christ. Well, that doesn't sit too well with a Jewish person.
If that's good for your lighting.
No Christian can encounter a Messianic Jew without a renewed sense of the Jewishness of Jesus, his mother and disciples.
JJ, while we're here, I couldn't have less of my guitar. Yes, please. I like it like that and move it.
Yet to some accustomed to sentimental images of an English, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus, that can come as a shock, but not to Cliff Richard.
You know, when you say you're a Christian, you're just someone who is a follower of Jesus. But in point of fact, that Jesus character, you can never remove his Jewishness. You can never remove Yahweh God, his Father, who said that through my Messiah, I will bring you to myself. So there's absolutely no point in Jewish people pretending to be otherwise. Why? There's no need. All they've done is become totally complete.
The London Messianic congregation opposes insensitive evangelism, but they do pray for the day when all Jews accept Jesus. Helen believes only this will ensure the salvation of the Jewish people. Does she understand why some Jews feel betrayed?
Most certainly I can understand why the first reaction is one of betrayal. But I can only say this, I can only repeat that since I've become a follower of Yeshua, I feel, and I know that I am more Jewish than I ever was before. I know why I'm Jewish. I know the scriptures. I understand about what I understand. I don't understand God, for goodness sake. If I understood God, he wouldn't be God. But I know the roots of my Jewishness, which I never really understood before. I know why I want to celebrate the biblical feasts, the feasts of Israel. I know why I want to go and live in Israel.
In 1988, Helen married her boyfriend, the actor John Judd. Lately, her work has taken on a new lease of life, including successful jazz concerts with Humphrey Lyttelton. Through gospel concerts, she's now sharing her new beliefs.
My life has been turned upside down. My priorities have changed. My career is now no longer top of the bill, that's for sure. It's difficult to say this without sounding religious, I have to say. I want to please God first. Then everything else comes after that. My husband, of course, family, congregation, friends. And then way down the list comes the career. As for me, inside of me, it's, I've got to say, it's not an easy life. It's not an easy walk, being a follower of Yeshua. He never said it would be. He said, you'll have trials and tribulation. But look what he went through. But within all that, there's something inside. There's a knowledge, there's a knowing. What I have is what it says in the scriptures, the joy of the Lord. And the joy of the Lord is my strength.
But the seed of the truth was gently sown. Jesus.